Imagine this. You're driving through a small town in California. Empty streets, abandoned buildings, no people. You slow down, look around. Something feels wrong. The silence is too heavy. The air smells strange. And every instinct you have is screaming, leave, now. California isn't just beaches and Hollywood. It's also ghost towns, toxic wastelands, and places with histories so dark, locals won't even talk about them. Welcome to California's creepiest small towns, where the past refuses to die and the present feels like a warning. California has over 480 incorporated cities and towns. Most of them are perfectly normal, safe, boring, even. But some towns are different, abandoned, isolated, haunted by tragedy or decay. Today, we're counting down 10 of the creepiest small towns in California. Not because of ghost stories or urban legends, but because of what actually happened there and what's still happening now. Some are ghost towns frozen in time. Some are toxic wastelands, and some are just so isolated and eerie you can feel the wrongness in the air. As we go through this list, imagine the same scenario. You're driving through, alone, and your car breaks down. Let's start with a town that looks like a movie set, because it basically is. Number 10. Calico, California, the ghost town that won't stay dead. Calico is a former silver mining town in the Mojave Desert. It boomed in the 1880s. Over 1,200 people lived here at its peak. Then, the silver ran out. By 1896, it was abandoned. Now it's a tourist attraction. Restored buildings, gift shops, actors in period costume. During the day, it's fine, quirky. Families take photos. Kids buy rocks. But at night, different story. Now imagine this. You're visiting Calico. You stay past closing. The tourists leave. The actors go home. And suddenly, you're alone in a ghost town. The wind picks up. The wooden buildings creak. You hear footsteps, but when you turn around, no one's there. Calico is creepy because it's stuck between life and death. It's not abandoned, but it's not alive either. It's a performance, a town playing dress-up as its own corpse. And the people who work here, some of them refuse to stay after dark. Because restored or not, Calico remembers what it used to be. But at least Calico has people during the day. The next town? No one's been there in decades. Number 9. Drawbridge, California, the ghost town in the middle of the bay. Drawbridge is a ghost town in the San Francisco Bay. And you can't drive there. No roads. You have to hike through marshland or take a boat. It was founded in 1876 as a hunting and fishing resort. At its peak in the 1920s, about 90 people lived here year-round. Then the wetlands started drying up. Pollution killed the fish. The state made hunting illegal in the area. And slowly, everyone left. By 1979, the last resident was gone. Now it's completely abandoned. Weathered wooden houses sinking into the marsh, rusted metal, no people, just birds and the occasional hiker. Now imagine you're there. You've hiked through the marsh. Your boots are covered in mud, and you're standing in what used to be a town. The houses are tilted, collapsing. Some are half submerged in water. You step inside one. The floor is rotting. It creaks under your weight. You hear something, a splash. You look out the window. Nothing, just reeds swaying in the wind. Drawbridge is creepy because it's sinking, slowly, inevitably, like the earth is reclaiming it 1 inch at a time. And you're trespassing, technically, because it's on protected wetland. So, if something happens to you out here, no one's coming. But at least Drawbridge is peaceful. The next town is loud and toxic and smells like death. Number 8. Bombay Beach, California, the Salton Sea apocalypse. Bombay Beach sits on the edge of the Salton Sea, which used to be a resort destination in the 1950s and 60s. Then the sea started dying. The water has no outlet. It just sits there, evaporating, getting saltier, getting more toxic. Fish died by the millions. The smell was unbearable. Tourists stopped coming, and Bombay Beach became a ghost town, with about 200 people who never left. Now it's a surreal wasteland. Trailers half buried in sand. Abandoned boats sitting in dirt where water used to be. Dead fish, skeletons everywhere. The air smells like sulfur and decay. The ground is white with salt, and the few people who live here look like they've accepted the apocalypse. Now, imagine your car overheats here. You pull over, step outside. The heat is crushing, 110 degrees, no shade. You walk toward the shore, except there is no shore anymore, just cracked earth, dead fish. The stench is so strong it makes you gag. You see a person, finally, someone who might help. You walk toward them, but they don't acknowledge you. They're just staring at the sea, like they've been doing it for years. Bombay Beach is creepy because it's post-apocalyptic, but it's not fictional. It's real, and people still live there, slowly breathing in toxic dust and sulfur while the desert reclaims everything. But at least Bombay Beach is accessible. The next town is so remote, you might not find it even if you're looking. Number 7. Bodie, California. The ghost town, frozen in time. Bodie is one of the most famous ghost towns in California, and for good reason. It was a gold mining town. At its peak in 1879, over 10,000 people lived here. It was rough, violent. The local newspaper once called it a sea of sin. Then, the gold ran out. People left. By the 1940s, it was abandoned. In 1962, California made it a state park. But they didn't restore it. They preserved it in arrested decay, which means they stabilize the buildings so they don't collapse. But otherwise, they let them rot. Now, Bodie is frozen. Houses still have furniture inside. Stores still have goods on the shelves. It's like everyone just walked away mid-sentence and never came back. Now imagine visiting Bodie at dusk. The park closes. You're supposed to leave, but you stay just a little longer. The sun sets, the temperature drops fast. You're alone in a ghost town. 10,000 people used to live here. Now, it's just you. You walk past a house. Look through the window. A table set with dishes. Clothes still hanging in the closet, like the owners are coming back any minute. But they're not. They've been gone for 80 years. You hear something, a door creaking. You turn, nothing, just wind, but the door is swinging, slowly, like someone just walked through it. Bodie is creepy because it's too real. It's not a reconstruction, it's the actual town, decaying, haunted by its own history. And people swear it's cursed. Take something from Bodie, a nail, a bottle, anything in bad luck follows you. The park gets packages every year, people mailing stuff back, begging them to lift the curse. But at least Bodie is a park. The next town is active, and even more disturbing. Number 6. Trona, California. The meth town in the desert. Trona is not abandoned. About 1,500 people still live here. And that's part of what makes it so creepy. Trona sits in the Mojave Desert near a massive mineral processing plant. The plant is the main employer. The town exists because of it. And the town looks like it's dying. Slowly, painfully. Abandoned buildings, boarded up houses, streets covered in dust. The air smells like chemicals from the plant. Trona has one of the highest poverty rates in California. And it has a reputation for substance issues, for desperation, for being the kind of place people don't leave by choice. Now imagine your car breaks down in Trona. It's midday, 105 degrees. You pull over on the main street. You look around. A few people are outside. They stare at you, not hostile, just empty, like they've seen too much and stopped caring. You walk to a gas station. It's open. Barely. The guy behind the counter doesn't make eye contact. You ask if there's a mechanic. He shrugs. You step back outside. The heat is suffocating. The town feels like it's baking, crumbling, surrendering to the desert 1 degree at a time. Trona is creepy because it's alive but feels dead. People live here, but it's not really living. It's just existing in the middle of nowhere, slowly falling apart. But at least Trona is a real town. The next place was built as something else entirely, and it never stopped being creepy. Number 5. Zzyzx, California. The cult compound in the desert. Zzyzx, pronounced Zzyzx. It's one of the strangest names for a town in America, and the story behind it is even stranger. In 1944, a man named Curtis Howe Springer claimed 12,800 acres of federal land in the Mojave Desert illegally. He built a health resort, called it Zzyzx Mineral Springs. He claimed the water had healing properties. It didn't. He ran it like a compound. People came for healing. Some stayed. Some worked for him. He controlled everything. In 1974, the government finally kicked him out, but the buildings are still there. Now it's a research station run by California State University. Now imagine driving past Zzyzx. You see the sign. You're curious. You pull off the highway. The road is long, straight, empty. You drive for miles. Nothing but desert. Then you see it. The buildings, old, weathered, some abandoned, some still in use. You park. Get out. It's silent. No wind, no birds, just heat and stillness. You walk toward one of the old resort buildings. The windows are broken. You look inside. Graffiti, trash, evidence that people come here, but not to stay. You feel watched. You turn around. Nothing. Just empty desert. Zzyzx is creepy because it was built on a lie by a con man in the middle of nowhere. And even though it's been decades since he left, the place still feels wrong. Like the desert remembers. And it's waiting. But at least, Zzyzx is just empty buildings. The next town is contaminated, and people still live there. Number 4. Kettleman City, California. The toxic town no one warned you about. Kettleman City is a small town on Interstate 5. About 1,400 people live here. It's a rest stop town, gas stations, fast food, motels, and it's sitting on top of a toxic waste dump. The Kettleman Hills Hazardous Waste Facility is less than 4 miles from town. It's one of the largest toxic waste dumps in the western United States. And for years, no one talked about it. Until babies in Kettleman City started being born with birth defects at a rate 3 times higher than normal. Cleft palates, heart defects, neural tube defects. The state investigated. They found elevated levels of toxins in the air and soil, but they said it wasn't conclusive. The dump is still operating. Now imagine stopping in Kettleman City. You need gas. You're hungry. You pull off the interstate. It looks normal. A truck stop? A Denny's? Nothing unusual. But then you see it. In the distance. The dump. Massive. Industrial. Trucks going in and out. You fill your gas tank. You look around. The air smells faintly chemical. You're not sure if it's your imagination. You go inside to pay. There's a woman with a baby. The baby looks healthy. You hope. Kettleman City is creepy because it's invisible. You'd never know unless someone told you, or unless you were one of the families affected. It's a town built on poison, and people still stop there every day, eat there, sleep there, and never know. But at least Kettleman City has people. The next town is almost entirely empty, and the reason why is even worse. Number 3. Niland, California, next to the lawless zone. Niland is a small town in Imperial County, population around 1,000. It sits in the desert near the Salton Sea. And right next to it is Slab City, the last free place in America. Slab City is an off-grid squatter settlement. No laws, no rules, no oversight. Some people go there for freedom, to live off the grid, to escape. Others go there to disappear, for reasons you don't want to know. Niland exists in the shadow of Slab City, and it feels it. Now imagine your car breaks down in Niland. It's evening, the sun is setting. You pull over, look around, a few houses, a gas station, not much else. You see someone walking toward Slab City, carrying a backpack. They don't look back. You ask a local where the nearest mechanic is. They look at you. Not here. You'll have to wait till morning, or call someone from El Centro. El Centro is 40 minutes away. You're stuck in Niland, next to Slab City, where people go to not be found. You sit in your car, lock the doors, and hope morning comes fast. Niland is creepy because of what's next to it. Slab City isn't violent, but it's unpredictable. And Niland is the border between civilization and whatever Slab City is. And if you think that's unsettling, the next town is worse. Because it's not next to danger. It is the danger. Number 2. Locke, California. The abandoned gambling den. Locke is a historic Chinese-American town in the Sacramento River Delta. It was built in 1915 by Chinese immigrants who weren't allowed to own land elsewhere. At its peak, Locke had hundreds of residents, gambling halls, brothels, opium dens. It was a thriving underground economy. Then gambling was outlawed. The population declined. Buildings were abandoned. Now, about 70 people still live there, mostly elderly. The town is on the National Register of Historic Places, but it's crumbling. The buildings are old, wooden, some are collapsing. The streets are narrow and uneven. It feels like a town that time forgot. Now imagine walking through Locke at night. The street lights are dim. Most of the buildings are dark. You walk past an old gambling hall. The door is open. You look inside, tables covered in dust, chairs tipped over, like everyone left in a hurry and never came back. You hear something, footsteps, above you, on the second floor. But the stairs are blocked. No one should be up there. The footsteps stop. You leave. Locke is creepy because it's haunted, not by ghosts, but by its own past, by the desperation and vice that built it, by the people who came here because they had nowhere else to go. And that history is still there, in the walls, in the floorboards, waiting. But even Locke has some people left. The number 1 town, it's completely empty. And the reason why is the most disturbing of all. Number 1, Eagle Mountain, California, the town that tried to become a landfill. Eagle Mountain is a former mining town in the Southern California desert. It was built by Kaiser Steel in the 1948 to house miners working at the nearby iron ore mine. At its peak, over 4,000 people lived here. There were schools, a hospital, a shopping center. It was a real company town. Then in 1983, the mine closed. Kaiser Steel went bankrupt, and overnight, Eagle Mountain was abandoned. Everyone left. The buildings are still there. Houses, schools, a community center, all empty. And then it got worse. In the 1990s, a company tried to turn Eagle Mountain into the largest landfill in the United States. They wanted to dump 20,000 tons of trash per day. For 50 years, local opposition stopped it. For now. But the plan still exists, and the town is still empty, waiting. Now imagine driving to Eagle Mountain. The road is rough, isolated. You're miles from anything. You arrive, and it's eerie. Intact buildings, but no people. Like a neutron bomb went off, and only killed the humans. You walk into a house. The furniture is still there, covered in dust. Family photos on the wall. A calendar frozen on a date from 1983. You go to the school. Desks still in rows. Chalkboards with lessons still written on them. A playground outside, rusted, silent. You feel it. The weight of abandonment. Of a town that died not because of disaster, but because of economics. Because people decided it wasn't worth it anymore. And now someone wants to fill it with garbage. Turn it into America's dumping ground. Eagle Mountain is the creepiest town in California because it's a corpse. And instead of burying it, they want to desecrate it. It's not haunted, it's just hollow. A shell of what it was, waiting to become something even worse. So there you have it. 10 of the creepiest small towns in California. Some are ghost towns frozen in decay. Some are toxic wastelands. And some are just so isolated and eerie, they make your skin crawl. But they all prove the same thing. California isn't just sunshine and surf. It's also abandonment, desperation, and places where history refuses to let go. Most of these towns are safe to visit during the day with other people. But at night, alone, that's when you feel it. The wrongness, the weight of everything that happened there. So if you ever find yourself driving through one of these towns, maybe don't stop, maybe don't stay past dark, because some places are creepy for a reason. Thanks for watching.